What's the most WTF thing you've ever heard someone casually admit like it was totally normal? I grew up in a family where prison was a familiar topic of dinner conversation. My brother, who's been in and out of the system his whole life, has nearly 50 charges. 15 years behind bars and counting. When you're raised around criminals, your definition of normal warps fast. I learned to take confessions of violence, crime, or tragedy with a straight face, because if you don't, the emotional weight will crush you. One night, years ago, we were all sitting around the dinner table during one of my brother's rare stints out of prison. My mum was flipping through the newspaper when she suddenly paused and said, "Wait, isn't this Bex?" It was. A childhood friend of my brother's. A guy I had played games with growing up. He was on the run for a horrific murder. And there he was, smiling at me from the grainy newsprint, like a ghost from my past. That moment was surreal, but in our world, you just keep eating. You nod. You pretend it's not the most disturbing realization you've had all year. Because that's how you survive. My brother isn't a good man by most definitions. Society would label him a monster, and maybe he is. But I still remember him as my brother, my actual, real brother, not just a case file. And that duality messes with you. The love doesn't vanish just because someone crosses a moral line. People like to say, lock them up and throw away the key. And I get it. But when it's your family, you don't have the luxury of black and white thinking. You see the pain, the cycles, the broken systems. There's almost no reform, just punishment and repeat. Last time my brother got out, I called my mum to check in. She answered the phone with, "He was arrested today." She said it so casually. Like it was just another Wednesday. I laughed, because what else do you do? But after I hung up, I broke down. I cried like a child. Because it's not funny. It's devastating. And you carry that grief silently, so no one else has to feel how heavy it really is. I've met people like me before. People who nod along when you tell them the worst thing you've ever heard, because they've heard worse. Or lived it. Or loved someone who did. That's what makes it all so complicated. We still love them. Even when we shouldn't.